Hello and welcome to Off the Shelf Reviews. It's Gaming Friday. I'm Gary.
And John McClane.
And today we are playing the Die Hard Trilogy, which came out back in 1996 by Probe Entertainment. It was also published by Fox Interactive and distributed by EA.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Ian, this is an absolute classic.
Yeah.
This is one of the best games on the PlayStation, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember getting this game. This was a Christmas present back at the end of 1996, and it was one of the only games that I requested at that age for a Christmas present. You know, you'd played Alien Trilogy, and now you wanted the next movie license game, Die Hard Trilogy.
Yeah.
And you know, Probe Entertainment got a pretty solid track record of releasing licensed or movie licensed video games, and Die Hard is no exception to that.
This game for me, I mean, you know, we've all seen the film, and then when they said, "Oh, we're making Die Hard Trilogy," I was just like, "Really? All three films in one game? How the fuck's that gonna work?"
Well, interestingly, Probe Entertainment were just making Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
They made the third game, which is the racing game where you're in the taxi cab and you're trying to stop all the bombs from blowing up New York. And that was the game that they'd made. But Fox Interactive were just like, no. We want you to make a game that's it's similar to all of the movies. So they went back and then they made Die Hard 1 and Die Harder, Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
Which is, as you can see now, we have the third-person shooter, whereas the second one is sort of a light rail first-person light gun on the rail shooter.
Yeah, arcade shooter, yeah.
And then the third one is much more of I guess it's a racing game in a way. I mean, you can't really call it a racing game because you're not racing against anyone.
No.
But you are riding around in the taxi trying to stop the bombs. So each game is distinctly different, and that was then its huge selling point. You're getting 3 games on one disc.
Yeah, and that was amazing. Like first time the game loaded up for me, I was just like, "Oh, sweet, got to start on Die Hard." And then you come to here, and you're like, "Wow, it's not just 12 terrorists and a bunch of hostages. They're everywhere, every single fucking floor.
There's like 30 odd terrorists on every floor."
That's it. You've got the little marker up the top that tells you how many you've got to kill, goddamn terrorists, you know, and how many hostages you've got to save.
So in the top left corner, we've got the shield, which starts to break away in chunks the more damage you take.
Yeah.
The ×2 is how many lives John McClane has.
Yeah.
Then you have 2 grenades, your score, your ammo counter, and then the terrorist number in the top right corner.
Yeah.
And they all have their own little mugshots almost.
Yeah. And you got your little
map
down at the bottom that tells you where to grab stuff, armor, health,
enemies.
Like, the red dots are enemies.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you cannot finish the level until you've killed all the terrorists and rescued all the hostages. And then at the end of the level, you still got to get to the elevator,
the extraction. Yeah.
To stop the bomb.
And of course, loads of enemies still come out of the elevator, and the bomb puts you on a time limit as well.
Yes.
So
you've got to know where the elevators are.
Yes. Before you go and kill the last person or rescue the last hostage, you need to know which direction you're heading into next, because you do not get a lot of time.
No.
I have to say, this is a very difficult game as well, because, I mean, there's no lock-on system.
No.
You spray and pray bullets just like you did there.
Yeah.
You actually didn't do too bad a job. You didn't get hit. And but it's very difficult to lock onto your enemies. You just kind of have to hope that John McClane's looking at them, and is going to shoot them while he eats hot dogs out of elevators.
Yeah.
What is this, BioShock?
But it was the little stuff that they did. I mean, like in the garage there, that you've got the truck that they turn up in. You've got the ambulance that they use at the end. And I always like this level as well. Is that if you go to the main reception, look out the window, you can just make out the armored car sitting outside, and so you're just like, oh, so they've got that. But then, you know, the levels start to get really repetitive later on, where you are just, you know, you're just doing the same thing
It's
in
floor
every
after
single
floor,
after floor. Some bonus levels where you'll go to the roof and you've got to save all the hostages and
get them to the helicopter. And,
stop the bomb before it goes off again. And after a while, after about 50 levels, you're just like, oh,
when does this end?
Yeah, when does this end? And then it would annoy me. Like, there's the armored car.
Yeah,
Just see the armored car out there. So those little nods are pretty cool. But then you get to the end of the level or at the end of the game, and there's just like no boss.
Yeah, they're pretty anticlimactic.
Yeah.
I never got that far.
No.
There were cheat codes, I believe, for the game as well, which gave you infinite ammo or infinite health or infinite lives.
Make the plants scream when you shoot them. Or, make bodies float to the top. I think there was a code that allowed you to shoot between your legs as well, which was funny. But like I said, then again, the cheats seem to be like a side product.
Yeah. It just added to the humor of the game, or just had fun with it. It's kind of. It was also a point in time where having the cheat codes actually gave more replayability to the game as well.
Yeah.
More so than just cheating just to finish the game. You can actually have fun with it.
Well, that's it. Like I said,
like in the third game, I'm pretty sure you could make the taxi fly or turn them into UFOs.
Yeah.
It was all sort of. I think it was like the Independence Day UFO. If I remember
rightly.
rightly.
You could find that one in one of the levels and change all your cars, but. The thing was, it's like you get to the end of the game, you're just like, I want to fight Hans, I want to defeat Carl, but
no,
none of that. I mean, I don't even know who the guy was who did the voice, but it was pretty close,
All of the wisecracking John McClane lines in the game are they're taken from the films, but the voice actor is. No, he sounds nothing like McClane.
Yeah, it's like we need somebody who might sound like him, not actually sound like him. Line up, guys, line up into a line.
Was the fact that he only has like 4 or 5 lines that he just repeats throughout every stage.
Yeah,
which it still works. It thematically works. I do like the fact that you can see where the enemies are targeting you.
Yeah,
and you can see what when you're about to take damage. But other than that, locking onto enemies is impossible. You just kind of have to spray and pray. But you have strafing. You can sort of strafe left and right and continue to shoot, and that is the only way really to avoid.
Yeah, it's like look,
groups of mobs of enemies. Yeah.
Fire off my gun and reload it. Oh Jesus! Hello.
But you can also do that with the semi-automatic rifles as well. Just sort of keep standing and keep moving and keep shooting. And obviously trying to move behind cover. Obviously there's cars which will explode, and there's other explodable items throughout the levels which you have to be careful of.
Oh, there's a bomb. Luckily I found it. I'm gonna
nice.
Get that bag. Grab that health pack. And
the bomb still... You still have to get to the elevator.
You have to actually stand in the elevator to disarm it.
That's right.
Or the level will explode. And you've got to do it again.
Yeah, I've seen the game over sequence for all 3 games. Again... and again and again.
Yeah.
But it's one of those games you just keep coming back to.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, it was just like I loved the second game because back in the day, light gun shooters, arcade, it was absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
This one was fun nostalgically, but
there's definitely much more to do in this game. This one feels more of a complete game.
Yeah.
Compared to the other two, whereas light rail shooters are not. Generally, in today's market, are generally not very well received anymore.
Yeah,
it's kind of a redundant game mechanic that really only works for on-the-rail shooters. I think the most recent, there was a Rambo on-the-rail shooter which came out a few years ago, which was absolutely awful.
Yeah,
and I think the latest on-the-rail shooters are literally VR games.
Yeah,
because they still haven't got the full body control movement. Nauseously sick feeling of moving that fast and shooting enemies just doesn't quite work yet in the virtual reality sphere of games.
But in Die Hard 2, this one works because you're just stuck inside the building, so you're making your way up the building floor by floor. In Die Hard 2, it works really well because you go to different levels. You go to the church. You're fighting.
You literally follow the entire movie through. In locations.
The third one, oh my fucking God, does it get stupidly hard? And it gets stupidly hard because
it gets stupidly hard from the instant you start the game.
Yeah, the other drivers. It's just like, what makes this game even hard? We'll give them a really small time limit, and we'll make them, give them less and less time as they're driving around, and then we'll put cars in the level which are indestructible. You're like, what the fuck? Grenade.
Yeah.
No, jump back.
You're getting toasted.
Yeah, well, I just blew up that guy.
Nice.
Grab all the grenades as well. Ho, 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 must be Christmas.
Well, it very nearly is.
Come on, motherfucker. Yeah. All right. See, now something like that, you're just like, why would you put a guy up there? I can't walk up a slope.
Well, you can. You just got to be very careful with your controls.
Very careful, yeah. And playing it as well. I mean, back in the day, PlayStation controls, you kind of just... things weren't clunky. It was just the way the game was.
It's just exactly. It's just, but you know, you're kind of used to it at that point. You got a PlayStation controller and you're playing a PlayStation. Everything just feels the way it should.
Yeah.
It's only all these years later when you go back and you pick up that PlayStation controller and go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, you're like,
I was good at this.
Yeah, when?
How did I get worse? I'm playing games that are much more complicated and sophisticated and a lot harder in difficulty. Yet these old retro games will kick you in the ass.
Kick you in the ass. And then people are just like, aren't you good at games? You're like, fuck you. Have you played Die Hard recently? It's not the easiest game to play. Go on, motherfucker. Right. Okay. Where's that last guy? I really want to get into the second one now. I'll play this one.
Well, yeah, we've been playing this one for 10 minutes. I was figured we'll play about 10 minutes of each game. So I don't know if you just want to get yourself killed gloriously so we can watch Nakatomi Plaza explode in glorious PlayStation cut sequence detail.
The last two guys. I nailed that guy. Last three guys. Oh, last seven guys. Where the fuck did they come from?
I found this, that more enemies as throughout the level just keep pouring off the elevator. Oh, there's a boss.
Yeah.
He's coming out of the bathroom.
Boss guy.
You can tell he's a boss because he's wearing a different shirt to all the other guys.
He's got boss written across his head as well. That's what does it. Oh, got him.
He's down.
He's down. Right, grab his machine gun. Guy behind me. Spray and pray, motherfucker. He's not dead. He's dead now. Okay, is that the last guy? Yeah, bomb triggered. Okay, I'll save you because I feel good. But now, this is where, like I said, you get lost because you're just like, right. Now
which elevator is it? Because it's like 8 elevators all next to each other.
Yeah, there's the red marker. There's the red marker.
You see it pulsating on the map.
Yeah, but because it's Christmas, I'm just going to stand here and watch it explode.
Yeah, some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, I'm one of them. Obviously, it won't like fully game over because I've still got like one life left.
Yeah.
But it's too late! Ah! One thing I will bring up quickly, though, while the game's loading, and I'm going to go back to the menu, is the cool little feature this game had. I've never seen ever again, and the way the game would mock you.
Oh, totally. In its options screen.
Yeah, so you're just like, right, okay, I'm gonna quit. No, yes, not really sure. I'm not really sure if I should quit or not. Maybe ask a friend, try again.
I'll ask a friend.
I'm gonna ask a friend. Get a life.
Ian, when was the last time a game told you to get a life?
I know.
Only Die Hard Trilogy can tell you to get a life.
I can't remember what the other one says. They're not really sure. Maybe. Oh yeah. It's just like,
it just takes you back again.
To the menu. Yes, we're gonna quit back. We're gonna quit back, and we're gonna go exit to the main menu and go to Die Hard 2. Oh.
So Ian, what's your favourite Die Hard movie out of the trilogy?
Out of the trilogy,
yeah,
I've always been a fan of Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Die Hard with a Vengeance is your favourite of the trilogy?
It's my favourite of the trilogy, and Die Hard 1 is brilliant, love it. Die Hard 2 is just as good, maybe bigger than the first one.
I always found that Die Hard 2 was really underappreciated by a lot of people.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I always liked Die Hard 2, mainly because, like I said, bigger than the first one.
Yeah. See, I always found that Die Hard 2 was the most underappreciated.
Yeah.
A lot of people never really seemed to like the second Die Hard film. But with the release of Die Hard 4 and 5 and...
Yeah.
And...
Bless you.
Thank you, excuse me. Getting it's seasonal cold.
Yeah,
yes,
it's cold. Obviously,
but now, when you go back and rewatch Die Hard 2, it is as good as Die Hard 1.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's not as good as Die Hard 1, but it's still up there. It's still a great movie when you look at the latter Die Hard films, which I really, really do not like. After Die Hard 3, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I really like Die Hard 1 and 2, and then the third one came out, and I was just like, how's this going to work? And what I thought was really good was the fact that they changed it,
They mixed the dynamic up.
Yeah, it's in a city now. He's having to drive around in a car taking out all the terrorists. I'm just going to bring this up now. If you're noticing that the people are running really slow, it's because obviously we're playing it on an emulator.
Yeah.
And
it's a slight bit of slowdown.
Yeah, it's slowing down.
Well, it's fine. It gives you more chance to shoot the bad guys.
My aiming's never... Oh, sorry, dude. But... Yeah, when the third one came out, I really love the dynamic between Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson.
Definitely.
Jeremy
First
Irons.
time that they two would ever on screen together.
I think it just come back. They've just done Pulp Fiction.
That's right.
But they hadn't worked together doing Pulp Fiction. They just happened to be
in the same movie.
Yeah.
And then of course they'd worked together again on was it Unbreakable?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was it. Well, the first time I saw them in that, it was Samuel Jackson. It was probably my first time I've really seen Samuel Jackson doing this thing.
Yes,
and he was really good as this. The second side of McClane. McClane's now got this other guy to look out for, whose logic is infallible. Basically, he's just like, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, but I've been here, there, and everywhere and done all this, and it's just like, but but you can't just be running over people in the park. And the fact that in the later Die Hard movies, like you said, 4 and 5, they don't really bring up what McClane did before. Sorry, pal. They didn't bring up like Nakatomi and things like that. Where in the third one,
it definitely references the original film. Yeah.
And like I said, the second one's got some mad twists in it. You know who the bad guys are in the first one, right from the start. In the second one, you don't know who the bad guys are until halfway through, and then you're just like, right, now McClane's just going to fuck you all up.
I loved the concept in Die Hard 2 where they kind of have all those planes just looping endlessly until they run out of fuel and come crashing down. I was just like, I don't want to go into terrorists and airports, but it was quite a good setting for the film as well, for all of the action sequences.
Yeah, especially like in the first one, you get a couple of hostages that get killed.
Yeah.
But not that many. In the second one, they take out a whole plane.
Yeah.
And the cops are all getting wiped out left and right, and you're just like, how is McClane going to stop all this?
Well, he does. But,
he does, yeah.
Through some impractical effects and some sequences which would have killed a normal man.
yeah. I used to play this demo a lot when I had the before I got the game. Yeah. And so this level I've done so many times. After a while, I just destroy everything. For shits and giggles.
The thing about this game as well is that I played this level the most.
Yeah.
Because if you lose all your lives, that's it.
Yeah.
You're back to the beginning again. So often or not, I'd usually make it to stage 2, stage 3, lose all my lives, back to stage 1 again.
Yeah.
And so you'd keep replaying stage 1 like you do with most games until you just become a master at it. You know where the enemies are coming from. You know where the Berettas, the M16s, the grenades, the rockets, the health, everything. You know where everything is, and you're often not getting the cursor where the enemies are before they even step on the screen.
And this one was easier I always found to use the joypad.
Yes.
Because it wasn't compatible with the GunCon 45 that came out with Time Crisis at the same time. So you had to get the Predator light gun.
Yeah.
And the Predator light gun was it was all right, but it didn't seem to work as well as the GunCon.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I had a light gun which I used to play the game for a little while, but I actually went straight back to the controller.
Yeah.
Soon after, I was not a big fan of the light gun around the PlayStation era. It was a cool tool, it was fun to play, but it could never calibrate it just right, or it just felt unresponsive, or it actually hurt playing after a while. And there was never really enough games to warrant using it.
Yeah, yeah. And that was the thing. It was like, you look at it and you think, well, was it our TVs back in the day? Because back in the day, our TVs were curved, weren't they?
Yeah.
You know, and that would never really work well if you're bouncing a laser off it or whatever. how those things work. I don't know how those things work.
No.
but yeah, so it's just like, stick with the joypad, like you said, know where all the enemies are. You're like, oh yeah, the guy's going to be coming on the left in a minute, and then the screen will move and your target's still over on the left. You've got to bring it back
all the way over.
It was definitely a lot better than Resident Evil Survivor.
I don't know. I played Resident Evil Survivor all the way through, and I played it all the way through with the light game, and I'm surprised I didn't have a seizure afterwards. Every time you pulled the trigger,
it was just
got the white flash, which, oh my God.
I had to use the joypad for that one as well.
Yeah.
Get them! Just gonna blow you
So
up.
in this game, in Die Hard 2 as well, you also get the boss battles, and they literally just say, yeah, boss above them, and they just take, like, several clips to kill, which, you know, they're just bullet sponges.
Yeah.
But what I do like, when you're about to take a hit in this game, because the camera sort of zooms in towards the enemy that's lining up the shot, and you get just a chance to kill them before they actually connect a shot with you.
Shot that motherfucker right in the head.
Whoops. I think shooting civilians does result in the loss of a life as well.
Yeah.
Or I think it can result in the loss of a lot of points, which points will eventually get you extra lives as well.
And then it comes up at the end of the level with how many people you've killed and all that stuff.
I always like that when you can just see all the civilians. If you didn't save enough of them, you just watch them all burning. It's like 80% civilian casualties. So you just watch them all set on fire and die.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, I didn't mean to do that.
This game definitely has quite a nice humour about it as well. Trying to reduce its mature content rating down. There's blood splats everywhere.
And that's it. They're like, okay, we're going to sell this to people with computers. And most people back in the day were kids.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, I've got to get the Hard Trilogy. Have you ever seen the film? No! I have no idea what I'm doing, you know, apart from shooting that guy in the face.
Originally, none of these characters were actually the sprites that they are now. They were all kind of polygonal sort of shapes. But they managed to add in enough sprites to make them look like the terrorists. From the movies.
The way they move as well is a bit awkward.
A bit clunky.
They're like, the arms sometimes don't look like they're connected to the shoulders.
No,
you know, and the head's got this weird look on his face.
Floaty look. Yeah.
You gonna come out here? Yeah, there you go. There, look at that guy. Look at that face. Bang, motherfucker.
It's like his head just came off his body.
It's like everybody else is moving in bullet time except me. Oh, fuck. I shot that guy in the face. Why don't you move faster, Mr. Hostage? Ready? Boom. Oh. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So fun. So what's your favourite Die Hard movie?
It's actually Die Hard with a Vengeance as well. Love the interplay between Samuel and Bruce Willis. Just thought that they were great together. I loved the humour. I loved the riddles that they had to solve.
Yeah.
Chasing through New York in the taxi cab, the bombs, everything about it. Some of the set pieces were great. And I love the fact that they're trying to steal, was it Fort Knox, the gold?
Yeah, trying to get they're trying to get the money out of the gold reserve, which is in Los Angeles. New York, sorry.
Yeah.
But one of the two of the things that always confused me was the quiz, the riddle that they've got to do in the park with the elephant. Yeah. Not the elephant, it's the water one. You know, they've got a thing
of fill the jugs.
They fill the jug up of 5, and they've got a jug of 2, and even though they stand there and explain it to me after how they're going to do it, I still go, huh? You know,
like the St. Ives riddle. How many men and his wives went to St. Ives? How many men?
Who was sitting in the road? It's just a guy. It's just a fucking guy. What's he doing? Nothing. He's just sitting in the fucking road. And there's that one bit I always like as well, where they're climbing down from the Range Rover. Yeah. And they're on that wire trying to get to the boat, and the wire goes, and there's that one guy down at the bottom, and he's firing his machine gun, and the wire just catches him, and just slices him in half, and then the next shot you see McClane pulling the arms, and then a couple minutes later, Samuel Jackson's moving the legs, and I'm like, oh man, that's hard.
That's messy.
Yeah. Right, okay, we'll go ahead on to the third one as well, haven't we?
We do indeed. So I don't know if you just want to let yourself get shot to ribbons, so we can watch the plane crash.
Blow up everybody! Just blow everything up, kill everybody. Oh no! Just lobbing grenades all over the place.
That's what I like, the destroyable environment. That was one of the great reasons to play, because you also found the secrets hidden throughout the level just by blowing shit up.
Just blowing everything up, yeah. I mean, it's like that guy there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, no, sorry.
But yeah, the camera, of course, just keeps moving around on its own.
Yeah, it's just...
It's an on-the-rail shooter. You can't slow it down, can't speed it up. You've just got to...
It's like what we said. You've got to know where everything is to get all the bonuses. Come on, guys. Firing squad. Oh, that's a rocket launcher. A guy's got a rocket launcher.
In slow-mo.
Oh. You firing again? None of the rest of you are going to fire at me.
Well, they're like, there's missiles flying at his head. How can he possibly survive this?
See, the target will move to somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here comes the last one.
Just one more.
One more.
Hey!
Oh, it falls down.
There we go.
It doesn't have lives in this one, does it?
No, like I said, it's just one life and that's it. As soon as you lose it, you have to do the whole level or the whole game all over again. You don't get to restart the level.
This one did actually have a bit of a boss because you had to take out the plane at the end.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
And when you took out the plane, that plane doesn't crash. At the end, it lands.
It lands, yeah.
And so I always, that's why I kind of like that one more, because I'm like, well, it plays along with the
like
film.
It has an ending.
You know, at the end of the second film, that's what you do. Right.
You surprised me again, McLean.
This one was a cunt.
Yes,
this
absolutely.
one was the hardest one. I completed this one, but it was so hard.
I only ever completed Die Hard, Die Harder. I never completed Die Hard or Die Hard with a Vengeance. On this game, I always got to the very end, and I remember you were on the rooftop, and you had to launch yourself off a ramp.
Yeah.
Into the helicopter.
You're driving in the docks, and you've got to keep hitting ramps and turbos and hit the helicopter
it was the docks,
as a boss.
Yeah.
And it was just.
Well, the sea just kind of looked like, the sky.
Yeah.
There wasn't much to tell the difference. Just my memory.
Go.
But yeah, this was. I replayed this one just before we recorded, just to get back into the feel of it.
Yeah.
And I could not get to the second bomb, not once, not even close.
Yeah, like look at these cars. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Why would you put that many vehicles in the level?
So yeah, you get 3 lives. But you're gonna burn through them pretty damn quick. Well, you actually managed to get the cop car.
Yeah, I just noticed the little map at the top left corner.
That's telling you where it was.
Yeah.
So I think now you can turn on the siren instead of just having the horn, which does nothing. You know, you think it might move the cars away just slightly, but
no,
it doesn't do anything except just make noise.
Yeah.
And right there, I think everyone just got to witness why this game got banned in Germany.
Yes.
That's because you can run over pedestrians and their bloody remains smack onto the windshield, which you just casually use the windscreen wipers to remove. This isn't Carmageddon.
It's just, why
You're supposed to be saving these people, McLean. Look at it! You just killed like 5 people on the side. Oh my god!
I'm stuck in the fucking wall. God,
you can't kill any more people.
But that was the point. I mean, you give us such a tiny amount of time limit.
Yeah.
Game over already. I got through 1 and 2 really well, and then I didn't even get to the first level.
You had to kill yourself in the other 2 games. In this one, no, the game will just end you.
Yeah.
There's not enough time. The controls are wonky as hell. There's not enough turbo. The maps are so awkward. You can turn with left and right on the D-pad.
Yeah.
But there's also the triggers. You can quick turn, so you sort of skid turn. It's like dramatic, handbrake turning, which is what you need for precision turning in order to do it. But you lose the momentum, so you just want to turn normally. And then so you want to use your boosters, because the boosters are the only way you're going to get to the bombs when you're on the straights.
Oh, what the fuck? I did not mean to do that!
But then the game does something like that to you, and you're dead.
And
we're gonna die! We're gonna die! I'm sick of hearing it. Although I do love the effect of seeing the explosion like a nuclear blast on the horizon.
Always made
just
me laugh.
Sweeping through the city, tearing up cars and people, and of course newspapers going everywhere. I always thought that was a cool effect, but by God, this is so hard.
I remember.
I don't remember. I remember it being difficult, but I don't remember it being this hard.
I've just missed the bomb. That's why I keep going straight. I've got to turn right. I've just noticed that. I've got to turn right.
Well, you do get, Samuel has his own voice actor in this game as well, who's telling you turn left, next right.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
he sometimes he doesn't. He
navigational.
He just won't tell you
which way to go.
You'll go.
Is he like follow the red arrow or the blue arrow?
The red arrow. You gotta follow that red arrow, and then a fucking car Get the
It's worse when you get hit by a dumpster truck, because at least with these cars you can bounce out the way and just keep on going.
Yeah.
The dumpster truck, if that hits you, it's taking you where that dumpster truck is going.
Man, I'm gonna
You're
try.
gonna get that second bomb.
I'm gonna at least get that second bomb. That's what I'm gonna aim to do. That's my aim. I'm not gonna sit here and keep game over, and I'll kill every person in New York if I have to, just to get that bomb.
So it goes without saying that this is, as I've said, one of the best PlayStation games. Just going to tell you that the PlayStation Magazine, they gave this game an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
GameSpot gave the game a 9.4 out of 10.
Wow.
And IGN, I'm just going to give you let you have a guess. What did IGN give the game?
7.
Of course they gave it a 7.
How did I know
They actually
that?
gave it a 7.5. And if you IGN have been around so long, and I think every game ever released is a 7 in their review scores. But I always thought it was interesting that a few years ago the game on game rankings, Die Hard was still highly rated, and I just checked just prior to this recording, as in 2016. And the game has on game rankings, in the PlayStation rankings, it's the 59th best PlayStation game. Which is understandable. It's absolutely one of the best.
Fucking cars! Turbo, you bitch!
No, you're not gonna get this done here.
No, this is my last life. Got one turbo.
While you race to the bomb, I'm just going to tell everyone thanks for watching, thanks for listening. We hope you have an amazing Christmas or a happy holiday. Of course, we'll keep our film reviews going up on Thursdays, games on Fridays. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Patreon.
Come on!
And of course, feel free to leave comments in the comment section below telling us how easy or difficult you found the Die Hard trilogy.
Bitch!
He failed. John McClane failed. Well, at least now we don't have to watch the terrible sequels. Huh? God, was that the Twin Towers?
That was the Twin Towers getting fucked up, mate.
Oh, great. There's another terrible. So we've had terrorists in the airport, now we've had terrorists. Right, that's enough for off-the-shelf reviews this game. Friday.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! See you soon!